Hi, my name is Alyssa Mumford. I was raised in the American Midwest, Southwest Missouri to be exact, but now I live in Cache Valley, and I'm raising my family here. My closest sibling lives 1,800 miles away, so it's hard to be far away from my family, but we're really close to all of my in-laws, which is really great. I have 4 kids. I have a son who's 15, a daughter who's 13, a son who's 12, and a daughter who is 6. I am the 5th of 7 kids, and my parents set a really positive example for marriage. My mom passed away after my parents had been married for 26 years, and my dad remarried very soon afterwards. I have also had a sister leave the church. So these events have caused decades of trauma and hurt feelings and disagreements, but at the end of the day, we choose to focus on that we love each other. My siblings and my dad were very tight-knit, and we genuinely love being together. My husband is the 5th of 8 kids, and he was raised in a very similar family culture and environment. They're very close, they talk about the gospel often, and they spend a lot of time together. This helped a lot when we were envisioning a future and children together because we had a lot of the same examples and expectations. I did have a vision for my marriage, but I've had to adjust that as my husband passed away almost 4 years ago. What I always planned for our future to look like was a lot of time spent enjoying our hobbies together and separately, things that are hard to find time for when you're raising a family and working full-time. So that would be golf for him, writing for me, evenings spent together making dinner, traveling to places on our bucket list, accomplishing house projects, serving in callings and at the temple together, being able to devote more volunteer time to community causes that we care about, and spending a lot of time with our children and our grandchildren. We would have deep gospel discussions about gospel concepts and politics, parenting, and just life in general. I think this was a realistic vision for our marriage because in a lot of ways, it's just a continuation of what our relationship was like when he was alive. My husband and I really loved spending time together, and I would hope that that would have continued. We were also okay to do things on our own that the other did not enjoy. There were times when I would go golfing with him, even though I'm not a golfer. I would just ride in the cart and we would spend quality time together. There were also plenty of other times that he would go without me, and I would just do my activity of choice instead. Of course, in some ways, this isn't realistic because he's not here to do these things with me. I've had to grapple with not just the loss of him for the current period of my life, but the loss of the future that we planned together as well. As far as our relationship goes, though, I have every reason to expect that it would have stayed on the trajectory that we were on when he was alive. My husband always had health challenges that could alter his ability to do these things in the future, even if he was still alive. It's very possible that plans involving travel or lots of physical activity would have been out of the question for him in later years if he was back on dialysis or sick in the hospital or needing a transplant. If he was unable to work and we needed income, it could have impacted our future plans, and I might have had to work full-time, which would reduce the time that we could volunteer and spend time with children and grandchildren. I do think, though, that a version of our future plans could have been possible, even if we had to make adjustments to the way that we had always seen it.